Okay, so this is going to be a video about like real minutia. Might be kind of boring, but nevertheless, this is what I care about. So as I go through this, I spend a lot of time thinking about things in Final Fight and whether they actually make sense or not. And basically, I was never really happy with the dialogue in the intro of the game. Okay, so basically, the intro is just nothing but grammatical errors and shit that makes no sense. So I'm just gonna go through this. This is really comical. I mean, when you think about the absurdity of what I'm about to do, I'm about to basically review Final Fight's script as if it's a piece of literature. Okay, so first of all, right off the bat, um, when you have a phrase like well known and you use it as an adjective, you're supposed to hyphenate it. So no hyphen, that's one obvious thing that needs to be fixed there. And then, of course, they put a hyphen. So they didn't put a hyphen where they should have, and then they fucked this up, and then they put a hyphen with newly elected, which isn't grammatically correct. When you have a phrase like that, you actually don't want to use a hyphen. It really isn't right. So that's other, and then also, I mean, I guess just because it's like the name of a game or whatever, and it was some subtle like advertising promotion, they capitalized the S and F in Street Fighter, which is kind of fucking stupid. So that's the other thing that bothers me. Um, I don't like I don't like this sentence or these sentences at all. I really hate it when people write things like all of the what no it's sloppy and shitty and just the whole way this was written, like just the phrasing of it, at the center of the problem is it's like no, that's like that's what they call using a weak verb in a sentence. You want to avoid be verbs when you're writing stuff like this. You want strong words, like punch, kick, whatever. That's a strong verb. Is or conjugations of to be are shitty fucking verbs, and they're limp. So that also always bothered me. Yeah, here's the other thing too. Another thing, because once again, this is all just like shitty English translated by clueless people, and when you're referring to an entity, you actually don't want to use they as the pronoun, because Mad Gear is an organization. Like when you talk about Microsoft, you don't say, "Man, Microsoft." Fucking sucks. When Microsoft learned of Hager's plans, they took him. No, it's it. It's an organization like that. So basically, it is the right pronoun in this case. Oh yeah. Also here, so the apostrophe in years is wrong. Basically, you only use an apostrophe in a year when you're abbreviating a year. So if this had said sometime in the 90s, it would be appropriate to put an apostrophe before 90 and 90s. But as this is just like I said, an ignorant person who didn't know anything about grammar that wrote this. So it's fucking crap. So yeah, here. Okay. Now, you're probably thinking, "Wow, this guy really is fucking insane," which probably is true, but this also pisses me off. So, the whole way Dam's dialogue was written in the intro is a jumbled mess because basically, in every line that he has after this, he uses like the royal we, as he's speaking for the Mad Gear organization. Yet for whatever fucking reason, in this first line, the way they wrote it, he says, "I believe you know who I am." Which is even more stupid because later in Hager's dialogue he says, "Who the fuck is this? I have no idea who's talking to me. What the fuck is this?" And which makes this line of dialogue even more stupid. I fucking hate it. Um, so it makes way more sense if you say something like, "I believe you know who we are," because yes, Hager said that he's going to clean up the city. He knows about the Mad Gear gang. So he shouldn't say, "I believe you know who I," meaning Damned is. Of course he doesn't know who fucking Damned is. But it should be, "I believe you know who we are." Okay, so that's something that pisses me off. And then here, the other thing that's really fucked up in the way they wrote this is they just use the ellipses over and fucking over again. Dot, 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 dot. Everything is dot, dot, dot. When you say we have a little business proposition for you, um, you want a colon here because you're saying we have a proposition, here's the proposition, not we have a proposition, let's trail off into nothing. God, this thing is so fucking poorly written. So, yeah, this is actually one of the few sentences, even though it's not great or anything, I'll let it fucking slide. It's not that bad. Um, okay, so, and also, even though, this isn't a part of it that I'm going to change, I do want to point out that Hager is a fucking idiot because, some weirdos call him and say, "Hey man, we're fucking with your shit." And they didn't even, you notice how the Mad Gear gang didn't even mention the name of Hager's daughter, but Hager here just says to him, "Wait a minute, what happened to Jessica?" He just fucking gave them information that they didn't necessarily have. It would be so fucking easy to, social engineer Hager. Anybody could get his credit card number over the phone. He's a fucking retard. But once again, though, he says, "Who is this?" Meaning that, of course, he has no fucking idea who Damned is, all right? So it's so stupid for Damned to say, "I believe you know who I am." Yeah, that's fine. Well, what the fuck ever. Yeah, and then, again here, well, this is a censored version of it, so you don't, see her, but, once again, ellipses everywhere. And see, once again, ellipses fucking everywhere. Like just dot 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 dot. It's so poorly written. It's not appropriate. Yeah, and then here, that's fine. But this, okay, like so, you're a fucking thug in a gang, right? You don't speak like this. You don't say, "Just let us do as we please," like the mayor before you did. It sounds like a fucking robot. People don't talk like that, especially thugged out gang members. The mayor before you did, okay, yeah, all right, whatever. So, oh man, it's so fucking bad. Okay, so and then here, okay, now here's the other thing. So, Cody's like, "Hey guy, Jessica was kidnapped." Like when somebody especially your girlfriend, gets kidnapped. You don't tend to like refer to it like that way. Like people talk about being kidnapped when they're like reporting it on the news. "Oh, in other news, the mayor's daughter was kidnapped." But if it's your girlfriend who was kidnapped, you don't tend to actually say kidnapped. It's and then okay, and then I fucking hate this shit. I hate the way they wrote this. So the way this is written, Cody says, "Jessica was kidnapped," and then it makes Guy sound like he doesn't even know who the fuck Jessica is. Like he said, "Jessica? Who the fuck is Jessica?" It's just so poorly fucking written. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, and then once again, Cody sounds like a fucking fag. "My sweetheart since childhood." Nobody who has shoulders and muscles bigger than an Xbox fucking says "my sweetheart since childhood" to their friend in the gym, okay? That isn't how people like this would fucking talk. It's so fucking bad. And really, think about the context of this. They're friends, right? Obviously, he knows his fucking girlfriend. He doesn't need to give a fucking, I mean, he wouldn't say my sweetheart since childhood. It's so fucking bad. Okay, now it gets even more stupid. Okay, so basically, Guy establishes that Jessica is also his friend. So he knows who Jessica is. So it makes no fucking sense for him to have just said, Jessica, what the fuck are you talking about? And here's the other thing that's just so fucking stupid, and I hate so much about this. So in the previous line of dialogue, Cody said, um, Guy, Jessica was kidnapped. He didn't say who kidnapped her. And so basically, Guy just assumed that the Mad Gear gang kidnapped her. Why would he think that? I mean, it's so fucking dumb. Oh god, it's so fucking bad. So basically, so he just said, "Oh hey, so and so, somebody was kidnapped. Oh, you mean this specific organization must pay because I am, omnipotent and I know who kidnapped her." It's just so fucking bad. Yeah, so basically, it's a fucking catastrophe. I mean, so even though some people will probably think that it's sacrilege for me to, basically completely, like retranslate the dialogue, it's so fucking terrible. I just can't let it go. So let me show you, what I did with this shit. So, I basically fixed the grammatical mistakes. Well known with a hyphen there, and yeah, whatever. Yeah, so see, it's just it's actually grammatically correct. And see, the Mad Gear Gang, it took immediate action. Yeah, all that. And see, I fixed it, got rid of the erroneous apostrophe in the '90s, which didn't fucking belong there. Um, yeah, and see, I believe you know who we are because he's speaking in the we. Don't hang up. We have a proposition for you. We blah blah blah. So that's why I corrected that. We'll throw in the regular monthly bonus. Yeah. I still kept it so he said Jessica, Hager's still an idiot. He's still giving away information that he, doesn't necessarily know people have. And see here, this line of dialogue, I made it a little like smarter. It says, see this next one, it's a little less retarded. Um, you know, so it sounds a little closer to something that a thugged out gang member might actually say. And so here, see, Cody actually says the Mad Gear Gang took Jessica, so Guy knows this. Um, so basically, like, so doing it this way, at least it actually fucking makes sense. And Cody doesn't say something as retarded as my sweetheart since childhood. I mean, like I said, I know a lot of people are going to probably think it's sacrilege, but see, okay, so that's the thing. So this gets back to like a philosophical thing, okay, so a lot of people look at what they call retro games and they say, oh, retro games, they're cheesy, they're nostalgic and everything like that. But see, I don't really see Final Fight that way. Like, I love Final Fight. I don't see it as some cheesy piece of garbage. I think it's an awesome game. Like, I mean, to me, it isn't, endearing for the dialogue to be fucking stupid, poorly translated English. That isn't, I don't think that that's cute. I actually want it to, kind of sound good. So, whatever. The funny thing is, in the game's config file, you can actually change the language to the intro. So, don't like it, want to make it shitty like it was in the original arcade, I don't give a fuck, change it back. But to me, this is, easier for me to swallow. So, so other stuff that I'm doing in here, yeah, I'm doing a lot of just kind of like the boring, like basic, game stuff. So, I've hooked up like the pause functionality, so you can actually like pause shit now. So see how, and I think that looks pretty fucking cool, because I know like a lot of games have like really boring ass pauses, and at least like I said, I'm going all out. Everything, it's obvious that some effort was put into it. So there's this nice little, where you can continue, or quit the game, when you pause it. So here I'm gonna, quit and see how I, went back to the menu. So you can get around that way. I still have to hook up the thing in the title screen where you're basically selecting, am I playing arcade mode or endless mode or whatever. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm really kind of getting to like the fucking minutia of shit here. I'm really trying to kind of tie everything in, get everything in there, get all the game stuff in. I'm really trying to make everything, as good and as close to perfect as I can possibly make it, before I put it out there. Yeah, and actually, speaking of that, I really, I am. I'm gonna have to start thinking about how I'm actually going to, release this because of all of the music, the assets are actually really fucking big. I mean, it's almost like a gigabyte because there's so much music and it's all, high quality. I mean, it's all losslessly compressed music, so it's it's big. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I mean, honestly, like I really might do something where, like for the people that kind of like follow my videos, I just give out like a private link or something. I might not even do like a big thing. I might not even just be like, oh hey, here's Final Fight, download it. I might just give it to the people who've been following it because. I mean, in all honesty, I made this for myself. I mean, I don't really give a shit if some, millennial douchebag on Reddit downloads and plays this. I mean, I really, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I made this because I wanted to play it, and there are a lot of cool people who watch my videos and and like my stuff, and it's great if they want to play the game and enjoy it. But what I'm saying though, I really don't care if some random assholes who don't even really like games and are just going to be like, oh well, I don't know, I saw something, so I'll download it. I mean, I really don't care if they play it.